Hey guys, Bios from Ramos, and the Las Vegas Raiders defeated the Miami Dolphins 15-13 in their second week of the preseason. It was pretty unfortunate how the way the game turned out at the end, but like I've been saying in the last couple of videos, just preseason, so don't take everything with a grain of salt. Few things to take away from this game. We did see Tua get some reps as the number one QB. Uh, Teddy was all right as the second string quarterback. I felt like kept on getting a lot of pressure and letting it get to him. And then Skylar Thompson, yes, he was running with like the third and fourth strings, whatever, but he was showing out pretty well once again. So glad to see that in terms of our quarterbacks. Uh, Wide receivers, I was surprised with Trent Sherfield. He was really good. On top of that, did see Preston Williams get some reps, but it was really late in the game. So his future with the Miami Dolphins is looking unlikely at this point. Uh, on top of that, Mike Gesicki is playing late into the game, which is really confusing. This is a guy who is a franchise tag type of player for the season and stuff like that, and he's playing decently late into the preseason games. So you want to see him perform better. There was a specific play that he was just late to turn to a ball and was in between two defenders. He could have made a play on it. It was a tight window and a tight spot to make a catch, which could have led to bad things, but fortunately it didn't. But the fact is, just didn't see him make a play that normally you would think he would. So those are some things I was taking away from the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, I was not really pleased with majority of our first team defense. They were letting most of the Raiders' second string players just go down the field uh, with ease, and feel like the play was kind of lackadaisical. But once again, preseason, can't take too much away from it. But still, there's some takeaways. Jason Sanders unfortunately missed a field goal late, which could have been the difference in this game. Went off the upright, and it's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the Dolphins won last week. That's how they will lose this week. So crazy things when it comes to late game kicking situations. But that it is what it is. I'm gonna go over some key stats. So Jared Stidham, he had the first. He was the starting quarterback, and he went 7 of 10 for 80 yards. He was sacked for one. He was sacked for a loss of 8 yards. Skylar Thompson had the most yards as a quarterback. He had 9 completions on 10 attempts, 129 yards, and 1 touchdown. Once again, he is playing against a lot of the. He was playing late third quarter, rest of the fourth quarter for the most part. So yeah, he's playing a lot of NFL hopefuls, but he's doing pretty well when he's in there. So I'm glad to see that there's a competent third string quarterback. Teddy, I wasn't too pleased with, but it is what it is. I feel like he was very letting the pressure get into his face too much and all that stuff. Tua, he looked all right. He didn't have most of his first string wide receivers, mostly Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. But besides that, I was liking what I was seeing. He was getting the ball out when a defender was getting in his face, and on top of that, he was finding open people. Like there was a specific play that Trent Sherfield was wide open, and Tua luckily found him. And plays like that was really good. Uh, Aside from that, there's one more thing I really want to highlight, and I'm trying to find his name. Elijah Campbell, number 22. He's been performing really good throughout the preseason. I always feel like he's finding his way to the ball, so he's a hopeful for possibly the fourth or the fifth cornerback on this roster, and it should be interesting. Unfortunately, one other thing was seeing Nick Needham get hurt. I know Nick Needham is not a huge name and all that stuff outside of the Dolphins community, but he was unfortunately in a bad position where he hurt it seemed like his wrist. He was on the floor for a little bit. Luckily, he was able to get up, and saw him come out later. It's still wearing his pads, so still assuming to be willing to play. But yeah, these are the type of injuries that want to avoid heading into the season. You don't want the smallest little injury making a big difference down the line when it comes to when these games actually matter. So those are some things I took away from the Dolphins preseason week 2 game. Let me know what you guys thought. I was mostly entertained. I think we were looking good. I know everything that they run in on both sides of the ball is very vanilla, but still want to see what this offense is made of. We kind of already know what this defense is made of. If they can retain what they've been showing for the past couple of years, that would be phenomenal. And just the defense, offense, just want to see, what can Mike McDaniel bring to this offense, because that was the main reason he's here, the main reason that Dolphins fired Brian Flores, aside from all the other issues. So those are some of the things I took away from this preseason week 2 game. I probably will not make a video for this last game, more so just because I will be out of town, so I don't think I'll have the time to, and plus I don't really want to bring the equipment with me. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just let me know what you guys thought of this preseason week 2 game. See you.